So we're actually going to talk about how to set up your bike. This is a very common thing that many people don't really know how to do, don't feel comfortable doing, right? But it's important to set up your bike appropriately so that way when you go to ride your bike, you actually feel comfortable doing it. So we're going to go over the knobs first, then how to actually set it up to feel comfortable for you, okay? So if you got an intricate bike like this, not many bikes are like this, but some are more intricate than others, right? This knob here in the bike, be mindful that some are going to be twist, some are going to be pull. Okay, this knob is a twist. So righty tighty always makes it tighter, lefty makes it looser, right? So if I bring it towards the left, I can move this forward and back. If I tighten this to the right, it's going to keep this nice and firm. Okay, then you got this knob over here at the bottom. If you tighten it to the right, it's going to tighten it so it locks. You got to bring it far left. Whenever you got to bring the chair or the seat up and down, these are usually going to be a pull. So you got to pull it. You got to loosen it up first. You got to pull it. Oops. Wrong side. I was pushing it to the wrong side. I was making it tighter. My left and my right got mixed up. Oh, there we go. Now you can actually pull and move it. Okay? So that's how you do that. This one right here is your resistance. To the right makes it tighter, to the left makes it easier. Same thing with this one, it's also a twist. Remember, left always allows you to move things. To the right makes it tighter, so you can't move it, okay? And then because you want to either raise this up or down, it's going to be a twist, so you can loosen it up, and a pull. See how I learned from my mistakes? All right, so now let's go when you're sitting on it. A couple things. However tall you are, you're going to see numbers here. If you're 5'2", go ahead and try it at the number 2. If you're 5'8", try it at the 5'8". Kind of gives you a good reference. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but this generally works for the most part, okay? So I'm loosening it up. Opening this, I'm 5'8", maybe about 5'7". Let me put that at 5'7". All right. I'm going to press this down, right? Make sure my foot is firmly planted, and then strapping on my foot, okay? So how do you know whether you have it right? I'm a little bit too big because I almost gotta reach down at the bottom, and it kind of bothers me a little bit. So even though I put 5'7", and I'm actually 5'8", this is a tiny bit too high for me. So I'm gonna have to adjust it, okay? In order to actually get the right height for me. So I have it at 5'7". Let's do 5'6", and see how that feels. All right. This actually feels much better. And you know you have the right height because if you look straight down at my foot, you see a straight leg. That's how you know you actually got the right height of the seat in terms of the seat and your foot. If you ever cycle and you feel kind of a lot of pressure in your knees, that means that your seat's too far down and your knees are coming too high up. So knee discomfort lets you know that it's the seat adjustment. Now, your back adjustment is going to be depending on over here, depending on how far back you move the chair, or how far forward you have the handles, right? So you can move this handle forward and be a little bit more comfortable, or you can bring this handle back so you can be a little bit more straight. It really depends on your back. I like to cycle a little bit more straight. Some people do like to cycle a little bit more forward. So it kind of depends on what feels more comfortable to you. The big key is that you don't want to be too stretched out. So this chair, for example, for me, might be able to come a little bit more forward so that way I feel more comfortable. And you want the handle height not to be too low. So this would probably raise a little bit higher for me and for my chair. Other than that, about hip height seems to be a comfortable spot for most people. But if hip height is a little bit too uncomfortable, just raise it up a little bit for yourself. And that's how you set up the bike to best fit your body structure and your needs.